Something is stirring in the darkness between worlds. Something humanity has never witnessed, not in all the centuries we've watched the heavens. Just days ago, an interstellar traveler known as 3I, Atlas entered our solar system, and triggered a phenomenon so alien, so deliberate, that it's forcing scientists to question the very framework of reality itself. Signals have begun pulsing across space, rhythmic, precise, impossibly coherent. They move like ripples through a silent ocean, expanding outward as if the universe itself were responding. Each hour, those signals grow stronger, more organized, more focused, and when scientists traced the direction, they all pointed toward a single target: Earth. What has 3I, Atlas awakened? What lies hidden within the quiet machinery of our solar system, waiting to be triggered after eons of silence? This is not speculation. This is happening now. For most of human history, we believed our solar system was an island, a self-contained world adrift in an empty cosmic sea. Every comet, every asteroid, every fragment of rock and ice we studied was born here, under the sun's familiar light. That illusion shattered in 2017, when astronomers detected something extraordinary, an object traveling so fast it could not possibly belong to our solar system. It was named Oumuamua, a messenger from afar. It came and went in silence, tumbling through space like a fragment of another world. Its shape, its acceleration, even its reflective properties defied simple explanation. For the first time, we were forced to ask, could something beyond nature be passing through our cosmic neighborhood? Then, in 2019, came the second visitor, 2I, Borisov, a comet from another star, carrying within it the frozen chemistry of an alien sun. It was beautiful, yes, but predictable. It behaved exactly as a comet should. And so scientists exhaled in relief. Oumuamua could be dismissed as an oddity, a coincidence, a rock shaped by chance. But now, a third traveler has arrived. 3I, Atlas. It's larger, stranger, and unlike any object we've ever seen, it's doing something no natural body should be able to do. The patterns surrounding it are not chaotic. They are structured, mathematical, purposeful. It's as if the universe has sent us another messenger. But this time, the message is not subtle. On October 15th, 2 weeks before 3I, Atlas was set to reach its closest point to the Sun, the Hubble Space Telescope locked its gaze upon the object. What it captured should not exist. The space around Atlas wasn't silent. It was alive, trembling with invisible waves that rippled outward like the surface of a disturbed pond. Not gravitational waves, not distortions in space-time. Something far stranger. The local electromagnetic field, the very energy that governs light, radio, and magnetism, began to oscillate in patterns that no known physical law could explain. At first, it looked like static, but when researchers amplified the signal, a clear frequency emerged: 1.42 GHz. That number stunned the scientific community. It is the hydrogen line, the most fundamental frequency in the universe, emitted when a hydrogen atom flips its electron spin. Every radio astronomer, every SETI researcher, knows that frequency by heart. It's universal. It's the cosmic dial tone of existence. But what made this signal different was not its frequency, it was its precision. Hours of continuous observation revealed perfect phase coherence, meaning the waves were synchronized across vast spans of time and space. Nature doesn't do that. Random processes do not create harmony. Dr. Sarah Chen, at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, was the first to confirm the anomaly. Her voice trembled as she reviewed the data. She said, "We're measuring something organized, something transmitting with intention." The realization spread through the astrophysics community like an electric storm. An interstellar object was emitting a coherent signal at the hydrogen line, the same frequency humanity has used for decades to listen for extraterrestrial intelligence. And this time, the universe might be speaking back. When the data reached the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, disbelief turned to silence. For days, teams from NASA, ESA, and even private observatories worked around the clock, recalibrating instruments, rechecking sources, searching for any technical error that could explain what they were seeing. But the readings were consistent across every station, every telescope, every continent. The signal was real. At the SETI Institute, researchers who had spent lifetimes listening to the stars found themselves facing the possibility they'd both dreamed of and feared. The hydrogen line frequency, stable, repeating, perfectly timed, was now emanating from an object not built by human hands. One researcher called it the first structured whisper from interstellar space. Another, more cautious, warned that it could still be a natural phenomenon. Perhaps 3i, Atlas was interacting with solar radiation in some unknown way. Perhaps magnetic fields were being bent and amplified through the comet's composition. But when new data showed the signal was modulating, changing rhythm in precise, mathematical intervals, the tone shifted. It wasn't random. It was responding. Every 6 hours, the pulse altered by a fixed percentage, like a countdown. Like a sequence. Michio Kaku, speaking in an emergency panel, said quietly, "This isn't just an interstellar visitor. It's a message written in the language of physics." Across social media, conspiracy theories exploded. Was this alien communication a natural code embedded in the structure of space itself? Or something older, a remnant of a civilization that once traveled between the stars? NASA remained silent. No official statement, no press release. Just quiet activity, satellites being reoriented, communication networks tested, and deep space receivers aimed directly toward 3i, Atlas. Something was coming. And every scientist on Earth could feel it. By October 21st, just 8 days before 3i, Atlas would reach its closest point to the Sun, the signal changed again. This time, it wasn't just a pulse. It became a pattern, layered frequencies stacked like chords in a cosmic symphony. Spectrographs revealed something astonishing. The signal carried harmonics, exact integer multiples of the base hydrogen line frequency. Nature almost never produces such clean, organized overtones. It was as though the transmission had structure, a syntax. A form of communication hidden within the laws of physics themselves. At first, researchers assumed it might be a reflection, sunlight refracting through the object's ice and dust. But when they tracked the signal strength, it didn't fade with distance. It amplified. It was feeding off solar radiation, converting energy directly into information. Solar observatories began picking up distortions in the sun's corona, thin threads of plasma twisting unnaturally, aligning in geometric shapes as though responding to an unseen rhythm. The sun itself was pulsing in sync with 3i, Atlas. Then came the shock. Radio arrays in Australia, Chile, and South Africa all recorded the same moment. The signal split into two identical streams, diverging like a fork in time, one moving toward the sun, the other toward Earth. For the first time, humanity wasn't just observing. We were being included. Every hour, the amplitude increased. Every hour, the data became more organized, almost crystalline. And then, on October 22nd, at precisely 3:17 Coordinated Universal Time, the signal stopped. No decay. No fading. Just sudden, absolute silence. In the vast stillness that followed, every observatory in the world held its breath. It wasn't the end. It was a pause, the kind that comes before something begins. On October 23rd, the sun erupted. Without warning, a coronal mass ejection unlike anything ever recorded burst from its far side, the hemisphere we can't directly see from Earth. The explosion was so vast that even instruments calibrated for the most violent solar storms began to overload. Charged particles hurled outward at nearly the speed of light, bending the interplanetary magnetic field as if space itself were twisting under the pressure. But here's what froze scientists in disbelief. The ejection's path was not random. It was precisely aligned with the trajectory of 3i, Atlas. For decades, we've studied the sun's chaotic cycles, its flares, its storms, its unpredictable moods. But never has a coronal ejection aimed itself with surgical precision at an object millions of kilometers away. It was as if the sun had recognized something and responded. Hours later, as the wave of plasma approached the region of space occupied by 3i, Atlas, ground-based senses registered something extraordinary. The object didn't fragment, didn't vaporize, didn't even heat up beyond normal parameters. Instead, it absorbed the energy. The CME's magnetic flux collapsed into the object's corona like ink sinking into water. Moments later, the dormant signal returned, stronger, more defined, and now pulsing in perfect rhythm with the sun's electromagnetic heartbeat. Across observatories worldwide, data feeds lit up with cascading codes of energy patterns, fractal, recursive, and hauntingly symmetrical. Mathematicians tried to translate it, to find meaning in the order. Some called it resonance. Others called it communication. But one interpretation began to take hold among physicists watching the event unfold. 3i, Atlas wasn't being attacked by the sun. It was activating it. The sun, our ancient star, might not be reacting to an intruder at all. It might be responding to a command. For 24 hours, the world's instruments trembled under the weight of data they could barely process. Every telescope, every magnetometer, every solar monitor recorded the same event. a perfect synchronization between 3I, Atlas and the Sun. Two celestial bodies, separated by millions of kilometers, began to pulse as one. At 6:42 Coordinated Universal Time on October 24th, the hydrogen line frequency that had vanished days before returned, not as a simple tone, but as a complex lattice of modulation. When mapped visually, it revealed something impossible. A pattern identical to the magnetic architecture of the heliosphere, the invisible bubble that shields our solar system from interstellar radiation. The signal was no longer pointing toward Earth. It was wrapping around us, like a blueprint, a field of protection, or perhaps a warning. Physicists ran simulations. The equations suggested that the pattern could stabilize solar output, balancing magnetic turbulence, a kind of harmonic regulation built into the Sun itself. It was as if 3I, Atlas had activated a dormant process, something ancient, woven into the star's design. For the first time in history, humanity witnessed the Sun behave as though it were responding to a command sent by a traveler from another star. Then, as suddenly as it began, the resonance faded. 3I, Atlas slipped behind the Sun, vanishing from every visual spectrum. All that remained was silence, and a faint electromagnetic echo, repeating every 12 minutes. Scientists continue to argue. Was it physics? Coincidence? Or contact? Michio Kaku, standing before a wall of live data, spoke softly. Perhaps what we just saw wasn't communication between two objects, but a system remembering how to speak to itself. And as our instruments fall quiet once more, one truth lingers in the silence of deep space: the universe may not be empty. It may be awake. In the end, 3I, Atlas left us with no answers. Only questions that reach beyond science, beyond logic, into the heart of existence itself. It came, it resonated, and it vanished, but in its brief presence, it reminded us that the universe is not silent. Every signal, every rhythm, every spark in the dark may be part of a language older than stars, a conversation between matter and consciousness, energy and awareness. Perhaps what we witnessed was not an arrival, but a reminder that creation itself is listening, waiting for us to remember how to listen back. And somewhere, beyond the edge of light, 3I, Atlas continues its journey, silent, but not gone. Because once the universe learns to speak, it never truly stops.